what makes a game stand out from the rest? Satisfying gameplay, a rich story with interesting characters, realistic or unique graphics, or the enjoyment that comes from all of those combined. Video games differ from other forms of media because they're interactive experiences. When you're reading a book, you imagine the scene from zero. You follow the author's words and create a scenery in your head. At least that's how I do it. Cinema and TV feels more like you're witnessing an event unfold. The characters, the setting, they are all already there for you. You cannot change how they're designed. But in video games, you aren't the one imagining things nor the witness. You're the one taking action. Therefore, they require more focus and attention. And that's what makes video games way more engaging and captivating compared to other mediums. Utilizing that advantage of engagement to its max potential is what I look for in video games. I appreciate it when creators are aware that they're making a video game, not a movie or a book. I'm saying it, visual novels don't count as games. A great game should be hard to adapt to any other medium. Let's look at Persona 5. Persona 5 is a brilliant story that explores themes like justice and the will of humanity, with the addition of a colorful cast of characters. It also uses the anime aesthetic and tropes that many of us are familiar with. However, when you look at the anime adaptation, you can see that it's little dark, or if you try to imagine the story in any other medium, it gets really complicated. Persona 5 Royal's whole narrative is crafted in a way that only works as a game. So to be more specific, when it comes to single player games, essential aspects like the gameplay, level design and art style must provide something to the story and the themes while being in harmony with each other. And Omori is basically what happens when you manage to pull that off both visually and mechanically. Also, a quick disclaimer before we begin. This ain't no analysis video, I'm just here to decry one of my favorite games of all time. That's it. Like, there's no way someone can analyze Omori in 5 minutes. Let's start with the message and the main themes of the game, because I think at the end of the day, without getting the meaning of a story to some extent, you won't be able to truly appreciate the presentation. Like, imagine someone who hates Vagabond and someone who loves Vagabond. There's no way the one who hates Vagabond would appreciate the art, the paneling, the presentation more than the one who loves Vagabond, right? Omori's story is about a friend group that fell apart due to losing the person who was basically the core of the group. Throughout the game, we go back and forth between reality and dreams, slowly discovering the secrets behind Mari's death and how it affected every single character in the group. But our main character Sunny is a different case, since he is the culprit. He accidentally killed Mari, his sister. He became a person who is unable to face his friends, unable to touch grass, and most importantly, unable to forgive himself. Omori represents the side of Sunny that hates and also protects himself. Omori is Sunny's shell, his only escape, the side of him that prevents him from moving on, the antagonist. Therefore, Sunny has to overcome Omori and accept him as well. It's a journey about having faith both in yourself as well as your friends. This is probably a hot take, but I'ma say it anyway. Most video game stories suck. Like, most of them are really generic and predictable. Don't say shit like play more games, cause I played a lot, okay? What I'm trying to say is you don't come across a story in the same caliber as Omori that often, especially in video games. Like I said though, the presentation is this game's strongest point without a doubt. The sudden changes of vibe, environment and basically everything else. The changes of gameplay, setting and dialogue are perfect for showing the player the difference between headspace and reality. Headspace is a dreamland culminated from Sunny's memories. Sometimes it's a playground for him to relive the fun times he spent with his friends before Mari died, and sometimes it's a court where Sunny judges himself for what he's done. In terms of dialogue, everyone except Basil is a character that only acts and talks based on how Sunny sees them. In the headspace, no one is their own person. Everyone is one-dimensional. When we play as Omori, our crew has different weapons and skills. We also have the power to manipulate the emotions of others. And most importantly, even if we get defeated, we can always try again. On the other hand, the real world is different and cruel. Sunny doesn't know how people will act or react to certain things. Our friends have all changed and every single one of them are actual people that have their own thoughts and traumas. When we get to play as Sunny, the combat also changes. We can't directly affect other people's emotions. We don't have any special skills nor weapons. And unlike the headspace, we don't get second chances. you can't fall into despair. If you give up, it'll be all over. Are you going to survive or are you going to live? Will you keep escaping or will you move on? So when we finally arrive at the white space and face Omori, the game asks you and Sunny one last time. How fucking cool is that? I know the changes I touched upon kinda sound like minor details, but they can make you feel like you're playing two separate games. Omori is a masterpiece that excels on both fronts. It has the ideas and themes a great story should have, and it also presents those through its full of contrast gameplay, art and design. Everyone that likes story games should give this one a chance. Who knows, maybe you'll have a new entry in your favorites list. Or maybe you'll just think, damn, this is just Undertale with cute drawings.